Every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you. No, give me some space. I need to be left alone. I need my space. Welcome to Man vs. Mind. Today, we're talking about personal space. My name's Tim.
And I'm Jay.
Let's go.
You know, I really look forward to these.
Do you?
Yeah. I always like, what are you going to come up with this time?
It's usually pretty off the cuff. I think when we're recording stuff and I know I really build up for it and I spend it like the day in advance thinking, okay, what am I going to do about the show today? Then like something will pop into my head and then I'll run with it. But a lot of the time, I just make this up as I go along.
That's a tricky one. Yeah, especially when we're going to start talking about space.
Yeah.
Because all I had in my head was space, man, which has no relevance to what we're
and prior
doing
to recording,
all.
you kept saying the final frontier.
Yeah.
And I was like, just let it go. Yes, today we are talking all about just needing that bit of alone time, that little like craving to be on your own. And we'll talk a bit about that, and we'll also talk about like, are there any pitfalls with that? When does it go too far? Because I can relate to that, like from recent burnout times that we've spoken about on the pod. But before we get going, please give us a nice little review, give us a rating. If you have just stumbled upon this randomly, just click follow.
Yeah.
Click follow, click subscribe. You'll get every episode downloaded straight onto your device of choosing, and it's there, ready and waiting for you every single week.
Forever
and ever. And as a little sort of just public service announcement, next week we've got a killer episode coming your way. We've just finished recording it. It's a real treat. It's a real special ep, and we cannot wait for you to hear it.
Yeah, honestly, very proud of it.
Yes, absolutely right. So, Jay, space, personal space, not the physical universe that extends beyond our atmosphere.
Okay.
The need.
One day I'm going to get one of these episodes. It's either going to be space or time travel. One day. One day it's happening.
Yeah, when it starts to legitimately verge into male mental health, then you can have your episode about...
Astronauts have a lot of space. Literally and figuratively.
Oh.
They're in space. How are they coping on their own all the time? Maybe that's a pitfall.
Okay, maybe we'll try and get Tim Peake on the show. Your need for personal space.
Yeah, I have a big one. I have a big need for personal space. I need my downtime and my alone time. And I know it sounds so selfish to say, and I apologize to my wife who's listening to this, who doesn't get that luxury at all.
But sometimes you need to leave him alone.
Yeah, no, she does. But for me, it's important just to have that. It doesn't have to be long, half an hour, 45 minutes, just to decompress, not hear clutter, not need to do anything or be bombarded by emails or WhatsApps or whatever it may be. Just that kind of, this is me.
So I'm going to ask you a bit of a introspective question on that then. Why?
I need it to function. I really do. I need that time to function. If I don't have it, well, as we spoke about last week, that's what happens.
Yeah.
I get...
In our episode about the rather extreme panic attack that you had, yes.
I think as I've got older, it is more important and more prevalent that I need that kind of, let's call it an hour, of just, I'm on my own. I don't have to... listen to work, think about this chore, that chore, whatever it may be. It's just my time. Yeah. And just to declutter my brain.
Yeah, that's a big one. I was going to kind of ask or frame this like an early part of the conversation around like, why do we need that space? And I think like mentally processing what's going on is so underrated and so necessary.
Yeah.
But then there is that guilt, as you spoke about. Am I doing the things that I need to be doing? You know, it depends on whether you classify having personal space as being able to just be on your own, regardless of what you're doing, or if it is time to completely switch off and say, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, I'm not seeing anyone, I'm not talking to anyone, I'm going to do my own thing for an hour, let's say.
Yeah, I agree with that, but it depends on the context. So, for example, you can be on your own in the car, but you're going to work and you're thinking about work and your mind's not shutting off.
Yeah.
Now,
or dealing with absolute dickhead drivers on the way.
oh yeah, of course. Your mind certainly cannot shut off when you're driving.
In the way that
We
you
don't
want to
advocate
do,
that.
in the way that you want to do a time travel or a space
Yeah.
themed
Yeah.
universe episode, I'm still going to keep plugging an episode about road rage.
Oh, for sure, we should do that.
At some point. Yeah.
I don't tend to have it though.
I've had to really learn how to control it since having young children in the car. Because I'd honestly be like, you I'm going to drop some beeps in there.
Yeah.
But I've learned to chill.
My wife has it really bad.
Oh, really?
She'll be driving on, on hands free, and you'll be having a normal conversation. How was little one at nursery? This, that, the other, and just in Arabic. You can beep all that out as well. Just do one massive long beep.
Continuous beep.
And I'm like, you okay? And yeah, no, fine. Someone just pulled out on me. I'm like, oh, okay.
So innocuous.
Yeah.
It's just automotive induced Tourette's.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have that space while you're doing something like driving to work or driving home from work or whatever. For me, recently, and I've spoken on the show about having burnout and things like that, it's taken me a long time, and I've only recently started to be able to do it, where I've been able to just turn my brain off. I haven't thought about anything. And I've allowed myself to just take some responsibility off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Because up until very recently, I've had this perpetual need to be doing something productive. And I don't know if that's an anxiety thing or because I don't want things to kind of get out of control. I've had to be doing something. And that led to me being completely burnt out.
Yeah.
And so I've allowed time at a responsible time of day, not like when I'm in the middle of work or when my kids need me or something.
Yeah, feeding time and...
bedtime, things like that. But I have typically to myself internally earmarked the little fallow period in the day just after I finish doing bedtime with my son. And before my wife and I will have some dinner and sit down together, I'll be like, right, I'm going to play some video games.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like 20 minutes.
Which was diagnosed video games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Medically referred by my psychologist.
Sorry, not diagnosed, prescribed. That's the word.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yes. And for any listeners who may have missed that one, my therapist said you need to carve out some time to play video games. That is
I can't get my head around it.
That's banging advice. I'm here all day for that sort of advice. Yeah. Absolutely here all day for it. Yeah, he was like, yeah, Tim, go out with the lads. You play some PlayStation, have some beers, tell the wife to jog on. He didn't say that bit. And so that's when I've earmarked my little bit of like mental solitude for that. I think it's an interesting thing because it's when you do have that little bit of space, that little bit of alone time, that little bit of time for you. One way of kind of framing it, I guess, is that it allows you to remove that responsibility, like I was just talking about, and identify as something other than a parent, an employee, or a partner.
Yeah,
you can just be you.
Yeah,
and I don't mean you're not authentically you in those other environments.
No, there's no answering to any of those things.
Yes.
There is no pressure from any of those things. Of course, they're always there. But it's that moment and that period of time where you can say, okay, well, that can wait half an hour or 45 minutes, whatever it may well be.
Yes. Do you think that there is an associated guilt from having that space and that time on your own?
Two angles here. The first one is for me, no, because it's become more and more prevalent that I need it to function daily. Yeah. And whether it be a half hour...
Well, I mean, after last week's episode, you've got a permanent golden ticket.
Well, exactly.
To personal space.
And it's a necessity for me. But then if I look at my wife, I know full well she would never be able to accept that. Not on my behalf, on her behalf.
Yeah.
She wouldn't and will never take an hour for herself because... She would feel so guilty that she hasn't spent it with our daughter or she hasn't done this or done that.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for her for doing that, but it's that's kind of the two ends of the spectrum. For me, if I didn't need it and I was just being lazy and just thought, I can't be arsed with this, it's going to take 20 minutes, then maybe. But Yeah, no, I don't feel too much guilt from it.
Yeah. Have you ever found that you're sort of craving more after having had some, and then you're like, "Do you know what? I'm not ready to go back and face the world again just yet"?
No, because I normally feel pretty good afterwards. I mean, this week I had quite a big work function over a few days, and I purposely took time before it happened. The way it started to go right is it's starting at 3 PM, so I left work early and just sat in the house on my own, just to kind of clear everything from my mind for an hour or so. Made myself a sandwich, sat down.
What'd you have in the sandwich?
I had cheese and pickle.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, okay. As you were, carry on.
My go-to. And then was like, right, okay, shower, dress, game face on.
Yeah.
But I think had I not had that hour or so to be able to do that, I would have been in a bit of a pickle upstairs in my
very
head.
good.
Yeah.
That was a cheesy joke.
Yeah, sorry. Oh.
I can relate to that. I love that hour before you know you have something big to do, when you can just be like, right, I'm going to make some world-class arse grooves in the sofa for 45 minutes. Then I'm going to get my shit together and just go and knock this thing out of the park.
Yeah.
I feel really frazzled if I've had like a really full day of it. Like in my old job, I used to have to do full day at the office, long evening thing. And you'd have like no time between the two. In previous jobs, when I used to work explicitly in events, that's a norm. You would never have that time between your two functions or whatever. But yeah, now I quite like that little moment of zen just between having done something that you need to do and then about to go off and do something else you need to do, where you can actually just have this little island of calm.
It's just a little break.
Nothingness.
That's it.
Just for a bit.
Yeah.
Just for a bit. It's an interesting one, because I found during that time when I was prescribed PlayStation time on account of being burnt out, I found that it's a slippery slope, because I found that my need for alone time was increasing in my own head to a point which didn't feel right.
Okay, but was that just because you were getting further along the game and it was getting more interesting?
Well, yeah, naturally I was reaching a crescendo in the storyline, and I'm like, I'm 43 hours of gameplay in here. I've got a lot more to go, and I need to see how this resolves. It was, I don't know, it's a tough one, because especially when you're burnt out, when it feels like you're never going to get that energy back.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're never going to get back to a sort of full mental capacity. And maybe in the second half, we'll talk about some other stuff that I've got going on at the moment, because I'm just a constant narrative of shit that I'm trying to get sorted out. And I found that I had to just tell myself, well, tough shit, because you're not going to get any more alone time than this. You have to just crack on.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one. But also maybe I needed that stick.
A little bit kicked, just go, okay, right, you're pushing the boundaries now of what is okay in the household dynamics. I can't sit here for 3 hours.
You might be craving an extra hour or two, but you're just not going to get it, mate.
Yeah.
TS, crack on. And that attitude would also simultaneously pull me out of that funk, but then also I think in the longer term still prolong my need for more space. But obviously then the space isn't the solution that I need in that instance.
No.
It's not, I need to be on my own here. It's okay, I need to find something else that is going to re-energize me.
Yeah, it's actually having a conversation with my father just, I think it was yesterday, in fact, or a couple of days ago now. And we're going through something, as a family at the moment, which is taking a lot of everyone's energy and emotions in particular. Now, not necessarily as much for me as my the other parts of my family, but my dad spoke, I was speaking to him saying, I need to be here, I need to do this, and he said, look, that's great, and you will do that naturally because you are who you are, but you also need to carve out time for yourself. I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, how can I? And I said, I have like 45 minutes here, 45 minutes there. He goes, no, I mean, do something for yourself, because you're not going to be able to help if you are downbeat, and if you're not energized, and if you're not, you're not 100% with it, it says go play golf, go do something, just And I was like, okay, yeah, well, that's good advice. Like, I've taken the advice like the.
I think I might say yes to that.
It sounds brilliant, but he's right. There are occasions where, if you're not taking that time and not taking that care of yourself, then you can be pretty useless to other people around you at the same.
100%, and that is the gist of what my therapist was trying to get at when he was like, spend some time with your mates, go for a beer, play PlayStation, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So it sounds a bit cheeky if I say to my wife, well, my therapist says I need to go out for some beers. But it's the message of you need to take care of yourself. And okay, yeah, it might be hard to justify going out for a pint as being anything that's going to benefit the family in the long-term future. But the gist and the message is like, have some time for you, because you can forget the pressures that you've got going on. You can put them to a side for a minute. You can compartmentalize them. You can then be with friends, and there is a lot that is said for that can be said for going through things in unison with your mates and stuff. And it doesn't have to be talking about something really serious, but it can just be just getting a load off your shoulders and stuff like that. So that's where actually a need for sort of personal space and alone time can actually be countered with, actually, in this instance, it's better to be with some other people.
Yeah.
I was watching something really this is a slight tangent, right? But I was watching something really fascinating on the TV the other day. It was Chris Hemsworth did a follow-up to his Limitless series. I don't know if you've seen either of them.
I don't. It's surprising that I haven't, because if my wife's seen Chris Hemsworth on Netflix or whatever it is, it would probably be on. But I don't think
he spends a lot of time with his shirt off as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Jay's wife, you can stick that on. It's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
And but one of the things that he did was about managing pain, and they did a study where individually him and two of his mates were put through an EMS machine.
Is that the pregnancy thing?
No.
No?
It's electro stimulation. So they put these pads on you and it makes you go and jolts you.
The same thing that makes you feel like you're having labour. That's how they do it for men.
Oh, I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Probably not what it's designed for,
I suppose,
but yeah.
But they put these pads all over you, and then they turn up the voltage so that occasionally it gives you increasingly intense shocks, right? And they did it to the guys individually, and then it was on a scale of level 1 to level 15 intensity of this machine, and they didn't really get individually beyond level 3 or 4 before saying, this is getting too uncomfortable, I don't like this.
Okay.
And then they stuck them in a room together, all sat around a table, playing Jenga, with the pad still on, and then we're amping it up, and because they're in a social situation and they're with their mates, they don't find it painful, they find it funny. And because it's funny, they can endure so much more, and they all went up to 15.
Wow.
As a group, and didn't even realise it. So it shows that, okay, this is talking about stuff from a very physical perspective, but
it's relevant. It's the same thing. If you have stuff in your mind and going and talking with your friends about it,
yeah,
even if it is painful and hard, there will be some humour that will lighten the load.
Yeah,
maybe.
A bit of gallows humour. Yeah, a bit of dark humour. So again, sorry, I'm completely undermining the whole point of this episode again. But do you know what? It turns out we don't need any private space. Just spend all your time with your mates and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Spend all your time with your mates and down the pub.
Yeah.
Or, failing that, playing with them online on video games.
With a beer.
With a beer. There you go. There you go. Man versus Mind does not offer professional advice.
Very important to say at that point.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back with some more chat about this and maybe a return of the Non-Certified Therapy Club.
Welcome back to Man versus Mind. Tim just snuck away to play a quick game of FIFA, get his space.
Yeah, and had a couple of pints while I was at it. Yeah. Speaking of space, we are in a tiny room.
Yeah.
I thought I'd adjusted to it, And then when we talked about needing personal space, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so close to you.
I think in any other situation, I'd be very uncomfortable with, how close we are and what we talk. But I don't feel uncomfortable. I quite enjoy it.
Well, I think it's because the things we're talking about override it.
Yeah, it's a valid point, actually.
But, I mean, if we were sitting in a pub, this is an acceptable distance to be sat across a table from each other.
Yeah, it's like a pint at arm length distance.
For anyone listening, Jay is currently doing the action of putting a pint on a table just to gauge how far away we are from each other. Okay, speaking of space, we'll touch upon this a little bit more just before we move on to a couple of other bits of business. Is there a slippery slope I touched upon in the first half? Is there a slippery slope from needing a bit too much space to actually becoming sort of a bit more introverted?
Yeah, I can see how there is. It's not personally happened to me, but I can certainly see how people can get into that groove of just being in the house, not wanting to go out, especially if you work from home, for example.
Yeah.
And you don't have that social interaction on a daily basis with colleagues or whatever it may be.
Yeah, and then you go to you crave interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And it may become a little bit of an anxiety thing then, that, I haven't been out in a while and there's going to be a lot of people there. Do I really want to go? I'll leave it for today.
I feel like I am referencing this too often to not actually do a deep dive on it. Maybe in a couple of weeks we'll do something on this. When I had this colossal anxiety episode, the genesis, the birth of my awareness around having a mental health issue, I spent weeks at home and I basically developed kind of agoraphobia. I didn't want to go outside.
That's the fear of going outside, right?
Yeah, and I felt intimidated and scared of the idea of going outside.
Really?
And that was probably in part brought on by I was hit with a physical ailment at the same time, which is really unfortunate. And I think those two things combined led to me being terrified of going outside for a while.
Is that because you were safe at home? And
yeah,
outside
I guess
wasn't
so.
safe?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, in fact, I've mentioned this too many times recently to not do this.
I think after our next episode, which is the interview.
Oh yeah, the
which
big
we're
special.
Super excited about. Maybe we'll do it after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a deal. That's a deal.
Done.
And to get through that level of kind of isolation, I had to force myself into situations which nobody would consider stressful in any way, shape or form, really. Going out to the park with friends, stuff like that. Going out for a social setting, a birthday, going for some drinks or for some food or something.
That became a struggle.
Oh, big time. Oh, yeah. I was leaning on my wife big time during that and eternally grateful for her support. But eventually, through repetition, I became comfortable with it again. But it took a long time. And there is that danger that too much alone time is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky one because some people probably thrive on it and they're just happy. They like to be on their own as much as possible. And I'm not that person. I just need that section of the day needs to be mine. And the rest, and everyone take it. It's yours. Take as much as you want.
On that note, I'd consider myself, I don't know if this is a medically indicated term. It probably isn't. I'd consider myself an extroverted introvert.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah, that does make sense.
I like and need my own time.
Yeah.
I take it in spades, right? Love it. But I also get a lot of my energy, and I think my most like genuine, excitable, outgoing self is when I'm around other people. That's how I'd kind of classify it.
I get that.
So
and I can relate to that as well, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can. I think there's probably a lot of people are like that.
Most likely.
Yeah. Want to be alone, but at the same time need to be around people.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, big time. So I think that wraps up our chat about space quite nicely.
Until we bring back the final frontier.
Until we just give.
I'm not.
We're not doing space exploration. Not for a while at least. But it is time for this.
Thank you, caller.
You're on hold for the Non-Certified Therapy Club. Stay on the line. Non-Certified Therapy Club is not liable for sudden life epiphanies, unplanned emotional breakthroughs, or that awkward urge to call your ex at 3 a.m. Always vent responsibly. Calls may be recorded for training, amusement, or unexpected podcast fame. Opinions are non-certified. Side effects may include oversharing and existential crisis. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, the Non-Certified Therapy Club, everybody. And we thought we'd touch upon some of the feedback that we got from last week's episode. Jay, how are you feeling after that episode, Anatomy of a Panic Attack? Because that was a hard episode.
Yeah, really good, actually. You kind of noticed during it that I was a little bit on edge talking about it. And
so uncomfortable. Visibly uncomfortable.
And I think it was because it was something that was, one, very recent, two, incredibly personal to me, and three, as I said to you afterwards in that text message, where after we listened to it, and I was like, oh, that you said that came across really well, and I kind of thought people would think, well, it's a panic, get over it, it's a panic attack, it's fine, like don't be so childish, like move on. And I had that kind of in my mind, and I was really worried up until the point that we started speaking, and then afterwards, it was a big weight off my shoulders.
Was it?
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. And I'm not sure if that's because I built it up in my head that it was gonna like sound a bit I don't want to say pathetic, but maybe that's how I was thinking it could be.
Yeah, or kind of self-indulgent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we do a podcast where we just talk to each other for 45 minutes and expect people to listen. But
very hypocritical, I know. But yeah. that's how I thought, but it wasn't received that way, and I'm really, really, proud of that, to be honest with you.
Have you received any feedback?
Yeah, we received quite a bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
You personally?
Me personally, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my friends, well, a few of my friends have reached out, but one in particular sent a lovely voice note and really, really kind messages, and just said that she was very proud of me for doing this. Well,
let's see what she had to say, because I'm sure she would appreciate a little bit of a call out on this one.
Dude, what the hell? I'm so proud of you. Like, I can't underestimate how much that would have taken just like speak so in depth about your panic attack, and to go back to the place of how you felt when it was happening and how you came out of it and share such like a personal, intimate thing. Like, so brave. You and Tim are like absolutely models of like what masculinity should be, truly. I just think everyone needs to listen to it.
Yeah. Models of modern masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
nice.
that. Yeah, I might use that quote. Stick it on the promo material for Man vs. Mind.
Should be in our bio, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be on the front cover of Men's Health with our sort of dad bods with the parentheses around it saying the models of modern masculinity.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to belittle that. It was such a gorgeous thing that she said to you.
Yeah, it was really.
And we do get girls listening to the show.
We do. Yeah.
We do. Yeah, in their droves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which weird. Well, not weird. I guess people want to understand. Yeah. What's going on in our minds.
That's what I've been told by girls who listen to the show.
Yeah.
Women who listen to the show. Girls. Oh, Christ's sake. And they say, I find it really fascinating to find out what's going on in the head of a guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is some really gorgeous feedback, and thank you so much for sending that voice note to us, to Jay. I mean, It was to Jay. It wasn't to me. I had nothing to do with it. But thank you, Jay, for forwarding it to me. So honestly, once again, if you haven't listened to that episode, Anatomy of a Panic Attack, you can find it on the Man vs. Mind feed. Go back, give it a listen. It's do you know what? So many podcasts call themselves really raw and honest. That was like legit, raw, honest, kind of painful to go through. And I suppose a part of it is also like when you talk about it, you give it oxygen again, and then there's the kind of the fear that it might resurface.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had, like I mentioned earlier, I had a really big event this week, and I had to give like a 20 odd minute speech to approximately 200 people. And you can just imagine what was in the back of my mind when I was standing up and there's ambassadors and sheikhs in front of me, and I'm going, oh, fuck, not now. not now.
You didn't say that out loud, I hope. On the edge of the stage going, not now!
Not now, please, not now. And I forgot to take the camping water bag with me like we discussed. So,
what a
yeah.
shame.
But it went well. Yeah.
Good. Oh, I'm really glad.
Weirdly, less nervous doing that than I was talking about the episode.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Because I guess the concern is that it might kind of rear its ugly head again. But by talking about it, you said it took that pressure off your shoulders.
Very much so, yeah.
And put your mind more at ease, which I think is kind of a beautiful thing in motion of getting it out in the open is better than trying to bottle it up and suppress it, because it just never fucking works.
No.
Trying to squash it down doesn't work.
No.
So,
yeah.
Hopefully we can all take a little lesson and a leaf out of your book, because that was genuinely
Thank you.
awe-inspiring. Enough of the navel gazing.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it again.
Yeah.
That's it. Done.
Yeah.
So what's going on in Tim's non-certified therapy club?
What's been going on in Tim's non-certified therapy club is something that I think could lead itself into a longer thing in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Around, how do I want to frame this? Like masculinity.
Okay.
Because I was having a checkup at the doctor's, and they flagged that, this is literally the essence of man, right? They flagged that I've got low testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said in the first part, there's always something going on with me. All right. There's always something going on with me. And I'm starting to worry, ironically, that I'm becoming a hypochondriac.
Well, no, because if they flagged it,
yeah, I suppose.
it's also brilliant because we do have a weekly podcast, so it is handy.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing too serious,
I might
please,
just keep trying to find more shit that's wrong with me, just so we can keep talking about it. So I had some blood tests done and stuff, and it was like a full panel of different bloods that they assessed, and it showed that I had low testosterone. So then my mind starts racing. Mm-hmm. I'm immediately onto ChatGPT. What does this mean?
Can you survive with low testosterone?
Yeah, and then we spoke in the body image series about my own body hang-ups and my anxieties around it. I mentioned that I had gynecomastia when I was a kid, and that I was never fully convinced that it went away. So then I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, so is it actually possible that because I've got low testosterone, that's caused the gynecomastia to never really go away, aka man boobs? Right. And it turns out it could well be.
Okay.
So what happens when you've got low testosterone is that your body, I'm sorry if I'm absolutely just like maiming the science behind this, is that in the case of gynecomastia, your body's converting too much estrogen into your system, right? And as a result of not having enough testosterone, it can cause that. I've never been a particularly hairy person. Viewers on YouTube over the last however many months have seen that I was trying to grow a beard for a while, and it was just patchy AF.
Yeah.
And it was not coming through well enough, so I just got rid of it. And that was like a very artificial, top-level reason why I was like, oh, I wonder if I've got low testosterone. It turns out it can actually impact you in so many ways. So many ways. Fatigue, brain fog, low energy as a result of fatigue, muscle aching, not being able to maintain muscle mass. Even when I was at my most lean and working out and doing weights 4 times a week, I wasn't putting on muscle.
Okay.
Really. Concentration, mood swings, irritability, loads of stuff like that. Repeating yourself, mood swings, irritability. It's all part of what can be low testosterone. So there's loads of other tips that, loads of other tests that I've got to have done as we go, just to kind of like verify and prove that it's definitely that. So that is like another thing. It's like another thing on the list of shit that I'm trying to go through at the moment.
Because what I understand about it is there's a base limit, and I don't know what the, if it's milligrams or what the scientific term is.
I think it'd be much smaller than that.
Yeah, but it's around 1,500, I think, per sample of blood.
Oh, then I'm very low, because mine was like 2.4.
Oh, then no, I got that wrong.
But
anyway,
yes.
if it's low, it can be quite dangerous, right? It can have effects.
According to ChatGPT,
oh God,
extremely low testosterone can result in some really bad stuff, life-threatening stuff. I'm kind of just on the slightly under range of okay.
Okay.
Or like the average range. I'm below average in that, which can explain those other symptoms that I spoke about. If it's dangerously low, then it is very dangerous for you.
So then it's TRT replacement or enhancement.
Potentially, there are other steps first, because without getting too scientific about it, frankly, because I can't.
Yeah.
There are potentially other causes. So there's one which is like you're simply not producing enough testosterone, probably something to do with your balls. Mm-hmm. The other one is, well, there's conflicting levels within your testosterone, which points to something in your brain.
Okay.
Which was the bit that worried me.
Well, yeah, anything to do with the brain is always a concern.
Yeah, and it can be down to either it's just not quite firing properly, in which case some medication will correct it. It can be because you've got a tumour in your head, or it can be benign.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't mean that it's a sort of malignant thing growing in the middle of your fucking head, but it can be something that needs further investigation. So I've been fucking spiraling out of control about this over the last couple of days. And I was saying to my wife, I'm so nervous. And she was like, can you just calm down? You've been fine for a very long time. Just don't worry about it. And then I've got this like perverse part of me that's kind of like, well, I want things to be fine. But I also kind of hope that after all of this, I actually do have it. Because I want to like get a justification and a reason for how I've been feeling over the last however many months. It could just be as simple as I've got another baby and I'm just constantly frazzled and knackered and worn out. And even the endocrinologist that I saw was like, well, it has a lot of similarities with anxiety, the symptoms of this. So I was like, that just doesn't help me at all. So you're telling me it could be psychological, it could be physiological, there could be a giant fucking tumour in my head. I didn't go off on one at her about it.
Which really helped the anxiety side of things.
Yeah. And you know, fringing on the body image thing about it as well is that she had to conduct a physical experiment. So she also made me take my top off and sit there while she felt my man boobs. And I was like, I trust you because you're a doctor, but I have to tell you right now, I feel so uncomfortable. I could not feel more uncomfortable. As anybody who's listened to body image parts 1 through 3 will understand. So, oh Christ, I didn't realise how much I needed that.
That's the purpose of the non-certified. That's good.
It is. And if you want to get in touch with us on the Non-Certified Therapy Club, it's not 800 dodgy advice, as we say in the trailer. It's at Man vs. Mind Pod on Instagram or Man vs. Mind Pod at gmail.com. Jay.
Yes.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's it?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with the episode that we have already recorded. It is a blinder.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that.
So good. So carve some time out for that one.
Yeah. I wonder if we're anyone's personal space.
Ooh.
If we are, let us know. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe we'll do something just for you. Yeah. I don't know.
What?
Us just talking really peacefully for a bit. Maybe we can do like some ASMR
Just
stuff.
come and sit with them and have a chat. Well, yeah, okay, why not?
Yeah. Let us know. We can just do like some ASMR stuff. Like we can just like smacker our lips into the microphone for a bit. Just go like,
Oh God, that.
Or rustle some crisps.
No, I can't. You know, people that got the thing about loud chewers and I have that. No, don't. No, I'll walk out. I'm done. Bye, guys. Thank you.
See you next week. Excellent.